on a Friday evening to discuss Krishna Katha. And we are going to read from Bhagavad Gita today, chapter 9, and we are going to do verse number 3. I was also thinking that there are a lot of, it's a very powerful verse and, very deep, interesting verse. And other verses also mentioned there, and we'll see how much can we possibly read. So without much ado, we'll get started. After this, we've prayed to the spiritual master. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjan-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Welcome to the class again, dear devotees. Just checking again one more time as to whether you're in a position to read or not. Subhodhini, can you read?
Mataji, right now I can read. I can read the first.
Oh, you can read? Oh, Kiran, very nice.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, just
Let
for a
us
few
know.
minutes.
Yeah. So, Subhodhini, unmute yourself. Tell me. Jyoti, can you read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, nice. So for now, I have the reading orders as Uttarashi joined us first, Kiran Goyal Mataji for some time, Sutapa Mataji, Varshana Mataji, Jyoti Mataji, and probably Subhodhini Mataji. I haven't heard from her. Did I miss anybody? No, right? Okay. So let me start sharing my screen here with you all, and we'll take it from there.
Didi Shadhana Mataji is there.
Sadhana is there. Have my name.
Hare Krishna, sorry.
Oh, Surabhi Govinda, are you in a position to read?
I'm on my phone, so I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
let me try. But you've got so many people that I don't know if you need another one.
Well, they will take up your spot. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Krishna Katha, everybody likes to read. Okay, so I have here Uttara, Kiran Goyal, Sutapa, Varchana, Jyoti, Surabhi, probably, Subhodhini, when she unmutes herself and lets us know. Okay, and Kiran Goyal is temporary here. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screens here, and if you can confirm that you can see, and what am I trying to see? Here, this I want to share. Why is it not making me share? No, that's not good. Application windows. Okay, now it's coming, and this one. Okay. All right, what do you see?
9.3.
9.3. And do you see your reading order also or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay, good. All right, so you will do our normal route. We'll follow our normal route of reading the chapter 9 over. So how about everybody read 2 verses today? Okay. All right. So getting started with Uttara Mataji.
Hare Krishna, the most confidential knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed."
Hare Krishna, text 3. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Text 4. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Hare Krishna.
Text 5. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not a part of the cosmic manifestation, for myself is the very source of creation. Text 6. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created being rest in me.
Hare Krishna. Text 7. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Text 8. The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again, and under my will, it is annihilated at the end. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna ji. O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot blind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as through neutral. Text 10. This material nature, which is one of my energies, working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving being, under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Hare Krishna ji.
Yeah, so just want to mention here it says, O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me and not blind me, right? Bind me, like how you can
Sorry,
bind.
Mataji.
Yeah,
I
just
thought I'm reading, not understanding, reading something wrong, but I couldn't make out. Thank you. Thank you for
yeah,
correcting me.
yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, because Bhagavad Gita should be read also as it is, right? So, all right. So now question is, Subodhini, are you there? Can you unmute? Read.
Yes.
And I don't see Subodhini here.
I can go.
Okay, nice. Okay, go then.
We're on 11, right?
Yeah, 11 and 12. Yeah.
Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme lord of all that be. Text 12. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated.
Hare Krishna, text 13. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Text 14. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 15. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. Text 16. But it is I who am the ritual, I the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant, and the butter and the fire and the offering. Hare Krishna.
Text 17. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Shama, and the Yajur Veda. Text 18. I am
Sorry.
the call, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seat.
Hare Krishna. Text 19. O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am immorality and I am also the
And
person.
immortality.
Mortality. Yes, yes.
Not immorality.
Correct. Sorry, Mother.
Okay, yeah.
I am immortality and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. Those who study the Vedas and drink the Som juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly, purified of sinful reactions. They take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. Hare Krishna.
Right. So this juice that they drink is called soma juice. It is not som juice as we understand, somras, right? It is not wine. It's a soma juice is a different thing, right? Yeah.
Hare Krishna ji, text 21. When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mod, mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and deaths. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Hare Krishna ji.
Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti. But they do so in a wrong way. Text 24. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down.
Hare Krishna, text 25. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. Text 26. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Hare Krishna.
Text 27. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Text 28. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Hare Krishna.
Text 29. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Text 30. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination.
Text 31. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Text 32. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Shudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna ji, text 33. How much more this is so of the righteous Brahmanas, the devotee and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Engage your engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me, being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees, for reading. So now we'll go to the verse for today, which is 9.3. अश्रद्धधानः पुरुषः धर्मस्यास्य परन्तपा अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते मृत्युसंसारवर्त्मनि. Ashraddhadhanah, those who are faithless. Purushaha, such persons. Dharmasya, towards the process of religion. Asya, this. Paramtapa, O killer of the enemies. Aprapya, without obtaining. Mam, me. Nivartante, come back. Mrityu, of death. Samsar, in the material existence. Vartmani, on the path. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Purport: the faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotional service. And what is the word used for faithless here in this verse?
Ashraddhanaha.
Ashraddhadhana.
Yeah, Ashraddhadhanaha. Okay. So the faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotional service. That is the purport of this verse. Period. Faith is created by association with devotees. Unfortunate people, even after hearing all the evidence of Vedic literature from great personalities, still have no faith in God. They are hesitant and cannot stay fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. Thus, faith is the most important factor for progress in Krishna consciousness. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that faith is the complete conviction that simply by serving the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, one can achieve all perfection. This is called real faith. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Yatha taror mulani sechinena ripyanti tat skanda bhujopashakhaha pranopahara cha yatindriyanam tatheva sarva aranam achyuteja. By giving water to the root of a tree, one satisfies its branches, twigs, and leaves. And by supplying food to the stomach, one satisfies all the senses of the body. Similarly, by engaging in the transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, one automatically satisfies all the demigods and all other living entities. Therefore, after reading Bhagavad Gita, one should promptly come to the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. One should give up all other engagements and adopt the service of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead. If one is convinced of this philosophy of life, that is faith. Now, the development of that faith is the process of Krishna consciousness. There are three divisions of Krishna conscious men. In the third class are those who have no faith. Even if they are officially engaged in devotional service, they cannot achieve the highest perfectional stage. Most probably, they will slip after some time. They may become engaged, but because they haven't complete conviction and faith, it is very difficult for them to continue in Krishna consciousness. We have practical experience in discharging our missionary activity that some people come and apply themselves to Krishna consciousness with some hidden motive, and as soon as they are economically a little well situated, they give up this process and take to their old ways again. It is only by faith that one can advance in Krishna consciousness. As far as the development of faith is concerned, one who is well versed in literatures of devotional service and has attained the state of firm faith is called a first class person in Krishna consciousness. And in the second class are those not very advanced in understanding the devotional scriptures, but who automatically have firm faith that Krishna bhakti or service to Krishna is the best course, and so in good faith they have taken it up. Thus, they are superior to the third class who have neither perfect knowledge of the scriptures nor good faith, but by association and simplicity are trying to follow. The third class person in Krishna consciousness may fall down, but when one is in the second class, he does not fall down. And for the first class person in Krishna consciousness, there is no chance of falling down. One in the first class will surely make progress and achieve the result at the end. As far as the third class person in Krishna consciousness is concerned, although he has faith in the conviction that devotional service to Krishna is very good, he has not yet gained adequate knowledge of Krishna through the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes these third class persons in Krishna consciousness have tendency towards Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, and sometimes they are disturbed. But as soon as the infection of Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga is vanquished, they become second class or first class persons in Krishna consciousness. Faith in Krishna is divided into three stages and described in Srimad Bhagavatam. The first class attachment, the second class attachment, and third class attachments are also explained in Srimad Bhagavatam in the 11th canto. Those who have no faith, even after hearing about Krishna and the excellence of devotional service, who think that it is simply eulogy, find the path very difficult, even if they are supposedly engaged in devotional service. For them, there is little hope of gaining perfection. Thus, faith is very important in the discharge of devotional service. That's it. So before we go into the nitty-gritties and details of this verse, I wanted to quickly do a recap because there have been some breakage and some discontinuity in what we have been doing. So I'll quickly go to chapter 9 itself and talk about the first two verses that we had discussed earlier. So here, the chapter itself is called Most Confidential Knowledge. So Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you're never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence." And the next verse he said, "And this knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secret. It's the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self-realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed." Right? So over here in the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita, this chapter is about confidential knowledge, and Krishna is told Arjun about the prerequisites or the qualifications that one must have to be able to get this material, to get this spiritual knowledge. And what is the first one? That you should not be envious of Krishna. So that is important. Then that's what he's telling to Arjuna, that because you're not envious me, I'm going to give you this confidential knowledge. Okay. Then he was also telling you, he also tells him about the qualities, like if once you get this transcendental knowledge, what's going to happen to you? One is that you'll be relieved of the miseries of this material existence. So how do you like that proposition? That if you get this knowledge, you'll be relieved of miseries of material existence. Anybody wants to get relieved of the miseries of material existence?
Yes, sure.
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji,
There you
definitely.
go. Right? So Krishna is already telling you the medicine here, right? And then also he's saying that once you get this knowledge, he's qualifying the knowledge that is the best of the best knowledge, the king of education. So you can get educated in various institutions, but once you get educated in Krishna consciousness, that's the best education that you get, right? And then he's also saying that once you get that knowledge, what's going to happen is that you're going to get the direct perception of the self. You will realize it, right? And once you realize who you are, and basically realization doesn't end with realizing that I am a soul, not the body, but the perfect realization is to understand what is you are a soul and what is your relationship with Krishna. Okay? And then once you get this knowledge and you start performing it, so he's saying that this knowledge is everlasting. And the king of education, the knowledge, what knowledge he's going to give us is that, you should do devotional service to Krishna. So when you execute this upon the knowledge that you have gained, and when you start performing devotional service, it is something that you will be doing it very joyfully. Right? In the beginning, it might appear to be a little pain, but then, later on, you get a joy in them. Okay, right? So having talked about the qualifications of a person, one should not be envious of Krishna. Having talked about that, then he's now telling us the opposite in today's verse, that those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. And therefore, they're going to return to this path of birth and death over and over again. So the important part over here was faithful. Okay? So if you go into the purport by Srila Prabhupada, there was one verse that he mentioned from, he talked about that, mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And actually, Chaitanya Charitamrita from the Madhya Lila chapter 22 is a very beautiful chapter and touches upon faith, and also touches upon, and also quotes from the various scriptures, which Prabhupada has summarized in the purport, but we'll go in deep dive into the Chaitanya Charitamrita. That will also give you an opportunity to read from Chaitanya Charitamrita and read it together, right? And then we can discuss it furthermore. So going to Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 22 is the process of devotional service. And that's what we are going to read together, okay? So now, why don't we all read 3 verses each? And I think it was Surabhi's chance, right?
Yeah.
Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, I have one question.
Yeah, you're happy to have you. Yeah.
Mataji, this thing where you were reading it and it said, those who leave Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga will ascend to level 2 or level 1. Why is like Krishna asking us to leave Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga?
Yeah, because through Jnana Yoga, you can only reach a certain level, right? And the mood of a person performing Jnana Yoga is that he is using his faculties to gain the knowledge from Krishna, about Krishna, right? So he's using his mental power and his intellect to know about Krishna. Now, both are mind as well as the intellect. Both of them are material in nature, right? They're made of material. And so with the material, you cannot gain information, complete information about the spiritual, right? So that's one reason we throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, you'll see Krishna dissuading people. So he's not saying that don't go for Gyan. He's saying that Gyan could be used as a crutch, right? That you use to walk your way into Krishna consciousness, right? But then it won't take you to ultimate destination. For the ultimate destination, you have to climb on the ladder of bhakti, right? Take the elevator of bhakti, and that's going to take you. Second thing that also happens is that with the Gyan, with our faculties, the Gyanis, the so-called Gyanis, are those who only go up. Number one, they don't believe in the personality of Krishna. They don't believe that he has a shape and a body and features. For them, Krishna is just a light or something like that. And also, one of the dangers of knowledge is that when we start learning that we are also the soul, we are minute parts of Krishna, or we are like Krishna, a drop in the ocean has the same quality as that of ocean, then we will also believe that since I am a drop of ocean and Krishna is the ocean, then I am also the ocean. And that leads to Mayavad, where we start thinking that we are God, and somehow or the other, I'm under the illusion that I'm not God. So let me pursue devotional service. They will do devotional service. They will do puja, etc. They will do everything. But their purpose is that they're using devotional service as a vehicle to come to the conclusion that they are God. And once they know they are God, they don't need to do devotional service. So it's a totally different ball game there, right? So that when we think that I am God, but somehow under the influence of Maya, I am thinking that I'm this body and suffering and all that, that is called Mayavad, right? And that is what Prabhupada mentions many places in the scriptures. That's the last snare that Maya throws at us. So Maya throws so many temptations at us in this material world. And then, we realize material world is a miserable place. So we start taking to devotional service. And then we take to devotional service, Maya doesn't like it, or Maya is putting more examinations in front of us. And then she will take us to that route. So that's why they're saying that you give up devotional service, to give up simply the pursuit of knowledge. Also, the second thing is that the mood in which we are pursuing knowledge about Krishna, the mood of a jnani generally is, for example, as students, right? Let me give this example to illustrate a little bit better. As students, when we had, I used to do that, yeah. We don't study throughout the semester, right? And then when the exam is coming, it's like, okay, now these are these 6 books that I need to prepare. Okay, So what will we do? You'll say, we used to use this word, right? That I will conquer these books. I'll sit down, I'll read thoroughly, I won't sleep, but I will let me nail this down, let me conquer this, right? So the mood of a jnani is also like that. So let me conquer Krishna through my intellect, like that, right? So that, and which is dangerous, which is dangerous. On the other hand, the beauty of bhakti yoga is that we don't, and I said earlier here, is that in devotional service, it's not just sufficient for us to know the culmination of process of devotional service, not just to know that you're a soul and not the body, but also to know your relationship with Krishna. And Chaitanya Charitamrita tells us point blank, right? Our relationship with Krishna is that we are servants of Krishna. So the interesting thing is that our mood is that we serve Krishna as servitors at no point in time, we don't even have an iota of intention that we are going to conquer Krishna. That is not there. But the beauty of devotional service is that our devotional service conquers Krishna. That's the beauty of it. Although we do not want to conquer him, gets conquered through our love. So love is something that will conquer. Knowledge is not going to conquer, right? And that you will notice even in day-to-day activities, right? That love does conquer, love, and pure love conquers it even more. So that's the reason they are saying don't go that gyan route. He's not saying that don't learn about Krishna, don't read about Krishna. Definitely we have to do that, but don't do that in that mood is what they are telling us.
And Mataji, same thing goes for karma yoga also.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Karma yoga is karma yoga can be sakam karma and nishkam karma yoga, both of them. So one yoga is that you're doing work for Krishna because you want some benefits. I want a promotion. My promotion is due, so I'm going to wash the dishes for 1 month in the temple, right? With that intention. So that is karma yoga. Also, you're doing for Krishna, but you have a little motive there. And nishkam is you don't are focusing on the results there, right? But that is the pure thing that you do for Krishna. And then once you are in devotional service, you will do nishkam karma for Krishna also. Right? Devotional service is when we are doing things for Krishna Indira Priti, for happiness of Krishna, is what we do, right? Like that. Yeah. Does that help, Karan Prabhu?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So I was saying that let's read through. This is a very interesting chapter from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we, I don't know how many times we have read it in the temple also. Vaisheshika Prabhu picks up, most of the acharyas actually pick out specific verses and they talk about it. So let's just go into this and see how it unfolds ourselves. So Surabhi Govinda. And would you like to read also, Karan Prabhu? I can add you to the list.
Sure.
Okay. So right now Surabhi is reading, and after her you can read. Surabhi, you can still read, right?
Okay, yes. Text 1. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is an ocean of transcendental mercy, and although the subject matter of Bhakti Yoga is very confidential, he has nonetheless manifested it so nicely, even in this age of Kali, the age of quarrel. Text 2. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 3. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I have described one's relationship with Krishna in various ways. This is the subject matter for all the Vedas. Krishna is the center of all activities.
Okay, before we go further, it's text number 2. Text number 2, who would like to translate this into Sanskrit?
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Jatara, Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda.
There you go. Fantastic, right? So as you're reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita, also keep that part of your mind open. And because you will see quotations from all the verses that we write, you'll recognize Bhagavad Gita verses, you recognize Srimad Bhagavatam verses. So relish that as well as you go along, right? So thank you, Surabhi, for reading. Karan Prabhu, you want to start from text number 4?
Right. Text 4. Now I shall speak about the characteristics of devotional service, by which one can attain the shelter of Krishna and his loving transcendental service. Text 5. A human being's activities should be centered only on devotional service to Lord Krishna. That is the verdict of all Vedic literatures, and all saintly people have firmly concluded this. Text 6. When the Mother Vedas is questioned as to whom to worship, she says that you are the only Lord and worshipable object. Similarly, the corollaries of the Sastras, the Smriti Sastras, give the same instructions, just like sisters. The Puranas, which are like brothers, follow in the footsteps of their mother. O enemy of the demon Mura, the conclusion is that you are the only shelter. Now I have understood this is the truth, or this in truth.
Okay, back to
7.
Uttara.
Krishna is the non dual absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead. Although he is one, he maintains different personal expansions and energies for his pastimes. Text 8. Krishna expands himself in many forms. Some of them are personal expansions and some are separate expansions. Thus, he performs pastimes in both the spiritual and the material worlds. The spiritual worlds are the Vaikuntha planets, and the material universes are the Brahmandas, gigantic globes governed by Lord Brahma. Text 9.
I'm trying to scroll.
Expansions of his personal self, like the quadruple manifestations of Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudeva, descend as incarnations from Vaikuntha to this material world. The separated expansions are the living entities. Although they are expansions of Krishna, they are counted among his different potencies. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Kiran Mataji won't be able to read now. So,
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
text 10. The living entities, jivas, are divided into two categories. Some are eternally liberated and others are eternally conditioned. Text 11. Those who are eternally liberated are always awake of Krishna consciousness and they render transcendental loving service at the feet of Lord Krishna. They are to be considered eternal associates of Krishna and they are eternally enjoying the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. Text 12. Mataji, can you please scroll up? Apart from the ever liberated devotees, there are the conditioned souls who always turn away from the service of the Lord. They are perpetually conditioned in this material world and are subjected to the material tribulations brought about by different bodily forms in hellish conditions. Text 13. Due to this being
13,
opposed to Krishna,
um, how many did you do?
2 Mataji.
Okay. Oh, you lost the count somewhere? Okay, go ahead. I'm just wondering, what was it, a double word? Okay, go, continue. Sorry.
The conditioned soul is punished by the witch of the external energy Maya. He is thus ready to suffer the threefold miseries brought about by the body and mind, the inimical behavior of other living entities, and natural disturbances caused by the demigods.
Thank you. So let's look at these. Sorry, I'm laughing. But the threefold miseries, right? So we are talking about threefold misery. Miseries brought about by the body and mind. Can we get some examples here, please? Of a misery brought by the body.
Illness,
Issues.
Sorry? Say that
Health
again.
issues. Health issues.
Health issues? Okay, so why
Anger,
okay. Health issues, okay. What about the miseries from the mind?
mental disorders,
Yeah, so okay.
depression, anger, anxiety,
Okay, right, good, right. And then inimical behavior of other living entities?
Getting affected by others' comments. And,
rudeness,
Rudeness, okay. Lies,
fight,
okay. Right. What about mosquito bites?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Viral attacks, virus. Yeah. Yeah. So all that comes under the inimical
Others.
behavior, other entities. Yeah. Okay. And
This
then
could
what is the
also
last
this could
one?
also be Mataji. This could also be people treating you wrong, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when people treat you wrong, then, because of their behaving you, your mind gets affected. Yeah.
Right.
So in the first one, misery is brought about by the body and mind, which is this is our body and our mind, right? So if I eat a lot of food, then I will have a heart attack. I mean, bad food, junk food, then I'll have a heart attack subsequently. So that is the misery brought about by the body. And then if I am envious, jealous, etc., then I will suffer. Those are things that are coming from my mind, due to my mind, right? And then inimical behavior, other living entities can come from their body and their mind, both of them, like that, right? But they'll have to use their body to execute what is there in their mind, right? And then the third one, natural disturbances caused by the demigods. What was the example there?
Wind,
Earthquake,
flood,
cyclone, floods.
Right, right. Drought, everything like that, right? Okay. All right, so let's continue.
In this way,
Yeah, I also wanted to
yes.
check, Sonal, are you in a position to read? She's mute though.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna Mataji, I will be in listening mode.
Okay, good, no problem. I just wanted to check. I saw you there. All right,
Text,
so then go ahead, Varshana.
text 14 and 15. In this way, the conditioned soul becomes the servant of lusty desires, and when these are not fulfilled, he becomes the servant of anger and continues to be carried away by the external and wandering throughout the universe. He may by chance get the association of a devotee physician whose instruction and him make the witch of external energy flee. The conditioned soul thus gets into touch with the devotional service to to, to Lord Krishna, and in this way he can approach nearer and nearer to the Lord. Hare Krishna. Mataji, scroll it up. O my Lord, there is no limit to the unwanted orders of lusty desires. Although I have rendered these desires so much service, they have not shown any mercy to me. I have not been ashamed to serve them, nor have I ever desired to give them up. O my Lord, O head of the Yadu dynasty, recently, however, my intelligence has been awakened, and now I am giving them up. Due to transcendental intelligence, I now refuse to obey the unwanted order to you to surrender myself at your fearless lotus feet. Kindly engage me in your personal service and save me. Hare Krishna. May I read the 17 also, Mataji?
Yes.
Because
Shall I read the next one?
Let Varshana do 3. That way it's easier, like 3,
okay.
as we see physically.
Devotional service to Krishna is the chief function of living entity. There are different methods for liberation of conditioned souls, karma, jnana, yoga, and bhakti. But all the others are dependent on bhakti. Hare Krishna.
So Karan, that
Hare
also answers part of the
Krishna.
question there. Yeah. Okay. Jyoti, I know you want to read, but I just wanted to discuss this a little bit here. Um, so in this verse that we are looking at, 14:15, is saying the conditioned soul becomes the servant of lusty desire. So isn't it sad that the soul becomes soul, which is so powerful and a part of Krishna, it becomes a servant of the lusty desires. And when desire, which is kama, is not fulfilled, what happens?
Anger.
Anger, krodh, right? So that's why they say krodh is the younger brother of kama. First, there is a desire, and then when the desire is not fulfilled, the anger comes. So now next time when you get angry, You have to go back and listen, go back and analyze and see why we are angry. And you'll always see that there was a reason, there was a desire behind it. That desire could be something simple. We wanted something to be done sooner. We wanted some respect. We did not get it. Anything,
But Mataji, is it the soul or is it the body and mind which becomes the servant of lusty desires? Like the soul?
So ultimately, it is the soul, because the soul has the power to veto anything that the mind suggests, anything that the intelligence suggests, anything that the body wants. But under the influence of false ego, the soul, because it thinks that I am the body, also thinks that by doing this, I will be happy. By fulfilling my lusty desires, I'll be happy. That soul thinks like that. So ultimately, it is the soul only. The feelings are only feelings are only felt by the soul, right? Because everything else is dull matter. Everything is dull, inert matter. It becomes active only when the soul enters it. That is why a dead body does not feel anything. You can throw hot water, you can throw cold water, you can cut that body to pieces. Nothing happens. It's only the soul which is feeling everything, right? At the bottom. Yeah. So this is one, right? And then Prabhupada uses that continues to be kicked by material energy, kicked, right? And then here is wandering and wandering through the universe. Brahmande, through this universe, Brahmande Brahmite Kaun Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beej. So here it's saying that we are wandering, भ्रमण कर रहे हैं, कदा कहाँ भ्रमण पे जा रहे हैं, कहाँ सुबह घूमने गए, और सारी cities देखी. I went to Rome, I went to Venice, I want to go there, I want to go there. Well, when you have gone to all the possible places in Earth, now you want to go to the moon, then you want to go to other planets, and then when you hear from Srimad Bhagavatam about the glories of the other higher planets, you want to go there also. And that's what the jiva souls do. I mean, they know that there's better and opulence in other planets, and there's more enjoyment over there, so they want to go there. But when they go there, ultimately they'll die, and then either they will come back. So basically, we are just going through the cycle upari adha. Either we go to upper planets or lower planets, upper planets, lower planets. We are just wandering and wandering and wandering. And then he's saying that he may by chance get the association of a devotee physician. And Vashika Babu always, gives this very nice thing that, as in the old days when the doctors used to come to your home to visit you, they don't any longer, or at least hardly. And so they used to come with a physician's box, right? And there would be a servant or a chamcha who would be carrying the box for the Dr. Saab. But, and he says that similarly, a guru is also a devotee physician. And what he carries in that medicine box is instructions for you and hymns for you. And those instructions and hymns are to be followed. And if you take that medicine of instructions from your spiritual master, right? So, and then why will I take instruction from a spiritual master? I should have faith in the words of spiritual master. So one who has got explicit faith in the Vedas and faith in the spiritual master, that this person is going to make me cross this ocean of material energy. Ocean, it's not a small thing. It may help me cross the whole ocean of material energy. My guru can do that to me. That is the faith that we need. And in today's verse, Krishna is saying, Ashraddha dhana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa. He says that those who do not have faith, aprapya mam nivartante, those who do not have faith will go into this cycle of birth and death again and again, again and again. They'll sometimes go here, sometimes go there. So not only will they give up, not only do they give up Krishna consciousness, even if they started a little bit because of lack of faith, but they will also do the opposite. Not even come to neutral that, I'm not doing worship of Krishna, but that's fine. I'm a good person. No, they will even become bad like that. So that danger is always there. And, but again, that's conditioned soul will get into touch with devotional service through the spiritual master. That you have the spiritual master is the one who's going to bring you closer and closer to the Lord there, right? And then this is an amazing, amazing verse. This is Kama Dinam Kathina Kathita Palita Durnidesha. So it's amazing that, he's saying that number one, there is no limit to the unwanted desires, unwanted lusty desires. Do you agree? Anybody disagree that there is no limit? Anybody has set the limits? No longer any desires now?
Mataji, say the question again. I couldn't hear you
My other question
properly.
was that I was asking that, do you all agree that there is no limit to unwanted desires?
Yes, Mataji. I mean, one desire gives birth to the another desire. That is the biggest problem.
Right,
And
right.
it continues then.
Yes. And over here, what they're saying, although I have rendered these desires so much service, they have not shown any mercy to me. Right? And which is basically, if you're working really very hard at work, the boss will come and say, okay, you worked very hard, take some compensatory off. Or, you work very hard, don't work on the weekend, right? Or go to sleep early today. The bosses tell you that because they have mercy on you. But these senses, they are our masters because we desire to be their servants. And what are these masters doing? Although I have rendered so much service, when the nose wanted something, I produced it. When the tongue wanted to eat something, I worked very hard to get that thing, everything. And any part of my sense organs desired something, the soul worked on, getting it done. But they do not show any mercy. It's like, okay, you finished that project, okay, one more. You finished that project, okay, one more. So that's how, they are merciless, master, merciless. But then, even though knowing that they are merciless, I have been so foolish that I'm not even being ashamed to serve them. Although in some part I had this, let me give it up, let me give it up, let me give it up. But then, no, somehow or the other, I end up doing the same thing again and again. But then now he's saying that, oh Yadupati, he's saying to Krishna that my intelligence has been awakened. That's very important, to be awakened. And the intelligence is asleep. It won't know how to distinguish between good and bad. And now he's saying that now I'm giving up being a servant to my senses. I am now going to refuse to obey. It's a civil disobedience movement. I'm going to refuse to obey the unwanted orders of these, and they can. It's such a funny thing that I go for acupuncture every now and then. So I went to that yesterday, and I had gone there after a very long time, and they do the procedures, etc. And then I was coming back home. I was driving, and I put on my jacket. And suddenly there was this huge itching at my back. I was like, I don't know what happened, why it is itching so hard for me. And then I was switching in the car, trying to itch and drive the car also. And then I remembered that if some part of your body is itching and if you say, I'm not going to scratch it, the itch goes away. So that's a very important thing to realize, that the itch goes away if you don't surrender to the itch. It will go away. As an unwelcome guest, if you ignore them. So that's what I did. I said, okay, fine. I'm not going to go back and start scratching my back. I'm just going to drive the car. And that's it. I didn't even remember that, any part of the body was itching. So you see, this is what's saying. So you have to, you can give them up. You can give up being a servant, right, of our senses. You can refuse to obey the orders of these desires.
Yes, Mataji, I agree with you fully.
Yeah, you can do that. Yes. It's a process, but you can definitely do that, right? So they are very beautiful verses. So that's why I wanted to bring those up. 17. Who was going to read?
Yeah, Mataji, I want to ask one question. Is there difference between desire and wishes?
No, they're both this one and the same thing.
One and the same thing. But Mataji, sometime, like when you see somebody is suffering and not well or having some discomfort, your desire or your wish is that he should become all right. Is this wrong to have such desires?
No, when we talk about desires, we are talking about desires for ourselves. Atmendriya priti, desires to satisfy our senses.
Mataji, what I mean was that when suppose I am not well, I'm desiring this, that I should be all right.
Got it. Got
That
it. So
desire is also wrong. Like we
absolutely.
should
No.
itching, we should
Got
surrender. Okay.
Got it. So let me explain that. Yeah.
Okay.
So behind every desire, you have to look at the intention. I can have a desire to become a millionaire or billionaire because I want that Lakshmi to spread Krishna consciousness, right? So whenever you're desiring something, and if it is connected to Krishna, it's the best desire in the world, and you can desire as much as you want, right? So if you're saying that I'm sick, I want to get better from this illness because when I'm sick, I'm not able to chant properly. I'm not able to worship properly. I'm not able to cook for Krishna. I'm sleeping on the bed, right? Not able to help others. So then it's a good desire. And Prabhupada, he suffered 3 heart attacks on the way, and his doctors had told him that you should walk, and he would go out for a walk to keep his body healthy. Why did Prabhupada want to keep his body healthy? It's not that he wanted to show his muscles and six-pack abs or anything like that. He wanted to stay alive so that he could translate these books for us, right? So you see, the intention is always there. So these verses where they're talking about being servant of our senses and wanting to have all the desires is because we want it for our enjoyment or what we thought is
Yes,
going to give us enjoyment.
maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Mataji, I have a question for Varsha Mataji. You said very true. Have you experienced this?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Can you
Recently,
share that?
yes, sure.
If Mataji, you're okay with Varsha Mataji sharing?
Yes, Varsha Mataji, briefly you can do
Recently, thank you so much. Recently, Prabhuji, I went for my tooth extraction and the implant. And it was very painful. Very painful means it was so painful because 3 of them she had put in one day. And my mind was so connected with that pain that I was feeling miserable. Immediately, I remembered Guru Maharaj said that take away your mind, detach your mind from the miseries, detach your mind from the thoughts which come while chanting the holy name. And Prabhuji, you won't believe, I started chanting. Actually, that was the Gayatri time, and I chanted my Gayatri while lying on the bed there, and she was doing it, and I detached my mind for what they are doing in my mouth. I said, they are doing it, let them do it. I am not going to think about it. I'm going to think about my Gayatri. And Prabhuji, you won't believe, I didn't even feel the pain.
Yeah.
The pain
Thank you
is
for
in the
sharing
mind.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once, and this was a very good experience for myself also, because I never experienced this before. This was the first time I experienced that the mind is so powerful that if you want, you can detach it from the things which come in your way, or in the miseries which come in your way. And actually, it is the thought only which disturbs you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
One thing in that context I just wanted to add, which is a useful tip, and that is this is something somebody taught me like many decades ago, and it's very helpful. That if you're having pain in any part of the body, for example, the knee is paining or elbow is paining, or in your case, the mouth was paining. So they said you take a deep breath, right? Inhale, take a deep breath. And when it comes to exhaling it, he said that you exhale it from the part that is giving you pain. So you take a deep breath and then try to exhale it from the knee, right? Which is impossible, right? So in that process of trying to do that, your focus moves to the breath and away from the knee, or the pain that is there. And I've seen it works. I recommended it to other people also. It works a lot. And yeah, and especially also when you're going for I never had this experience of getting teeth while not under anesthesia. Like you were having pain, so there was obviously something not
No,
really
they gave the anesthesia. In spite of
local.
that, Mataji, it was so painful that
Wow.
very difficult.
Yeah.
In fact, I told her it is. I mean, it is more painful than giving a birth to the child. It was so painful, Mataji. I told her, I'm not coming again. She said, no, it will be over in 2 hours' time, and you have to come again.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Mataji, can I share something?
Yes, sure.
Mataji, somebody taught me that while doing breathing exercises, you whatever, just like I want to be healthy. If the part is paining, the pain has gone away. When you are exhaling, the pain is gone from that part. They taught me this, and I have experienced this many times when you are inhaling, you say, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm whatever you want, they say, I'm peaceful. When you're exhaling, the pain, misery, disease, everything is going out. It, for me, it works.
Nice. Yeah. And that's why uh, elsewhere, I'm forgetting the which Shastra that is, probably Srimad Bhagavatam, it says that mind has got fierce demigod-like power, like
Okay.
God-like power. It's very, very powerful. And quoting from the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where he's saying the dull senses, which is our ear, nose, throat, that kind of a stuff, are superior to dull matter, because dull matter cannot do anything. Like my cell phone lying over here cannot feel the temperature, cannot do anything, but my senses can, right? So they're higher than dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And that soul, is even higher than the intelligence. So as long as we understand that we are higher than all these, you will be able to conquer it. So you won't become kama dhinam katina katita. You won't become a servant of the senses. This is how you become powerful. And once you become, it's an interesting thing that by abstaining from certain things, for example, by not eating food, we are trying to conquer that urge to eat, right? Which is a very painful thing, right? Because we are regulating our food habits. So it is difficult, but then it will lead to freedom. Ultimately, you will become free. You will become free. So what does that mean, that I will become free from these urges? Do the urges don't come? The urges will come to you till the end of your life. Till the end of your life, the urges are going to be there. But the question is, what do you do about the urges? Right? So once you have conquered these urges, and I get the regulative principle of freedom. I'm free because let them come, bring them on. I know how to handle them. You see, and that is the freedom that you get. And that is when you start applying this, that you are higher than everything. Even if the intelligence, Bhrashta Buddhi, starts proposing certain wrong things for you to do, you can slap it back into shape. Like that,
Mataji,
right?
all the affirmations and people doing visualization or like like those kind of things, are they kind of related? Are they similar?
Mental, yes, yes. There's mental energy, but then ultimately it is your prarabdha karma, right? Some people visualize and they get it. Some people don't visualize, they don't get it, right? Two people do the same thing, they get it. So ultimately, for when anything happens, there are 5 factors. 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita talks about that. So there is the intelligence, there's the action itself, blah, blah, blah. There's soul. And then the 5th is that there is the super soul that grants permission.
Yeah.
So anumatta, he gives you the permission. Without his sanction, not a blade of grass can move here. So yeah, so even if I'm visualizing, even if I'm thinking positive, it might not happen if that 5th factor is not present there. All right, so chapter 20, 17 verse, about good discussions keep on coming. That's the purpose of this class. 17, Jyoti.
17, I have to read?
17,
No,
18, 19.
18.
17.
Oh,
Yeah,
devotional
sorry,
service,
my mistake. Yeah, 18
18, I
onwards.
think.
Yeah, we read that already.
Without devotional service, all other methods for spiritual self realization are weak and insignificant. Unless one comes to the devotional service of Lord Krishna, Gyan and Yoga cannot give the desired results.
And that
Text
is why,
19.
and that is why the thing was that we need to be mindful. And Karan, your first question that you asked, right, about why are we telling to give up? Yeah.
When
Go ahead.
pure knowledge is beyond all material affinity, but it is not dedicated to Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, it does not appear very beautiful, although it is knowledge without a material tinge. When then is the use of fruitive activities, which are naturally painful from the beginning and transient by nature. If they are not utilized for the devotional service of the Lord, how can they be very attractive? Text 20. Those who perform severe austerities and penances those who give away all their possession out of charity, those who are very famous for their auspicious activity, those who are engaged in meditation and mental speculation, and even those who are very expert in reciting the Vedic mantras are not able to obtain any auspicious results. Although they are engaged in auspicious activities, if they do not dedicate their activities to the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, I therefore repeatedly offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose glories are always auspicious. Hare Krishna Ji.
Who is
Text
next?
21.
21, yeah.
Mataji, can you explain text 19 a little bit?
Huh?
19?
Right. So he's saying this is the Gyan Yoga, right? So Gyanis will get the knowledge. So Gyan Yoga starts from the very gathering knowledge starts from the basics, which is Sankhya Yoga, where you are analyzing the material world. And you're saying, okay, Prithvi, Jal, Tej, Vayu, Akash, like that, right? And the interactions and the production and all that. Then you go that, okay, then you realize that there is something beyond that. There's a soul, there is super soul, and then there is God, right? So when you go into the realm of soul, super soul, like that, then you have transcended. You have gone beyond the material, and your knowledge has become transcendental. Your knowledge has become spiritual, right? So you have got that knowledge, right? But it is not dedicated to Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. That personal aspect is not there. You're still on light and effulgence and that kind of stuff, right? So
But
he's saying that
Mataji, the question is, like, if it's beyond all material affinity,
it will be on all materiality, but it will be neutral. So there is the negative, which is material affinity, anything to do with the material world, attachments and all that. That is negative, right? From that negative, you have come to a zero. You have gotten rid of all the affinity. Now you're at the zero. But from the zero, you have to go to the positive. So if you realize that you are a spirit soul, right? So you are a soul and you're not the body, right? You're on a transcendental plane. You got the transcendental knowledge. So what's going to happen is all these miseries of the body will stop to impact you because now you realize you're a soul, you're not the body, right? So the miseries are going to go away, but the absence of misery does not mean happiness, right? So to get happiness, you have to go to the positive side of the quadrant. And that happiness, how will you get the happiness? Now you're always happy doing the natural thing, what we are natural, right? For example, if I take a fish and put it in a limousine and drive the fish all around San Francisco, will the fish be happy? Because it's not a natural thing for the fish, right? So we are happy only when we're doing the natural thing, and devotional service is telling you like, hey, this is what your natural thing is. And what is a natural thing? What are we
but
wired
like,
to do?
if it's not for material, what else could it be for?
For Krishna?
No, I'm saying if it's not for Krishna and it's not for material affinity, what is that zero
Absolutely.
state?
There is nothing. They're just saying there's nothing. There's zero stages. Well, what happens when that person dies, right? After getting the transcendental, where does person go? That soul will go to the effulgence of Krishna and hang there. That effulgence is called Brahma Loka. They'll go to Brahma Loka. But what happens is, because the soul by nature is active, number one, because that's how it's wired. So my question here just now was, so what is the natural state of the soul? What is it that the soul is wired to do? What was how was I designed on
Devotional.
the drawing? Devotional service, correct.
Wired to do devotional service.
I'm wired to do devotional service. That's my natural thing to do. That is why how people become so happy when they come to the temple. Even a little association with devotees and all that, they're supremely happy. Why?
Oh.
Because you're reaching your natural state. You're going to your natural state. Otherwise, that's why they say, oh, I feel like a fish out of water. Why do they say a fish out of water? Because I'm not in my natural state, right? So your natural state is to do devotional service to the Lord. And so that is when you do that, that will make you come to the positive side of the quadrant. Till then, you won't be happy. So those who are those who after their death, those souls that go and hang there in the effulgence, after some time, they will get bored because they're not doing their natural thing. And because they have no knowledge of something which is above the effulgence, because their conception of Krishna was that This is light. I have reached the zenith. This is all that was for me. The only other thing that I know is the material world. So I'll come back to the material world. And in the material world, only thing that I knew was impersonalism. So I might pursue that same route again. Punar punar charvita charvana. I'm chewing the cud over and over again. And that is where, if by the mercy of a devotee, you are taken towards Krishna consciousness by a devotee who gives you the Bhagavad Gita or comes and gives you a class or gives you some prasadam to eat, by the mercy of a devotee, you will be steered towards doing devotional service. Otherwise, the verse before I said, right? Brahmane brahmite kaun bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna prasade paye bhakti lata beach. So you will be going into that cycle. Some are shorter cycles. We just wander in the material world. Some cycles are slightly more elevated. From the material world, you go to the effulgence of Krishna and then you come back again. Go all the way to effulgence of Krishna, come back again. You can do that for millenniums after millenniums after millenniums, like that. But then bhakti is what is going to give you the escape velocity. It is going to push you out of this thing that brings you back to the material world, or takes you to the effulgence and take you all the way to Golok Vrindavan, where Krishna is, like that. So that is why the emphasis is so much on bhakti. And how can you get the bhakti? By hanging around people who have bhakti, by hanging around people who have faith in Krishna. Right? For example, when there is anything wrong that happens in our lives, people start getting angry. They start blaming everything from their mother to the government. Anything they blame other than themselves or their prarabdha karma. And so they will do that again and again, over and over again. And or some disaster comes, they're so terrified of the disaster, what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. But then if they're surrounded by devotees speak a different language, right? First thing they will say, Krishna will take care of you. Krishna takes care of you. Krishna is your father. They take care of you. So from there, and then seeing their lives and how they, otherwise, if there was no faith that Krishna is going to take care, how would Srila Prabhupada at the age of 69 enter into a cargo ship and come all the way to America? Something that was never done by the sannyasis, to cross the ocean. He had faith in Krishna. And how do I get faith? I should be infected by that, by hanging around people who have that faith. And today's verse is saying, Ashraddha dhana purusha. If you don't have faith, then, you will continue in these cycles of birth and death. Like that.
Right.
Okay, whose turn was it to read?
Yeah, it's mine.
Okay, and which verse were we on?
I think 22. Right?
20, yeah, we got a lot, 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can
One more thing I wanted to mention over here is that speculative knowledge alone. Speculative knowledge is the knowledge where we are just using our intellect to say, maybe it is this, maybe it is that. I think so, right? But people should only speak from the realized knowledge. So now here, it's saying that devotional service, speculative knowledge alone, without devotional service, is not able to give liberation. On the other hand, even without knowledge, one can obtain liberation if one engages in Lord's devotional service. That's the beauty, because once you engage in Lord's devotional service, knowledge comes as a concomitant factor. It's like that little packet that you get, buy one, get one free, or you buy a big packet and you get a small packet of cornflakes. That's the thing. Knowledge comes as a concomitant factor. Yeah. So 22, Surabhi Govinda.
Yeah, just before I do that, I just want to add one more point that
Yeah, please.
as the affinity for this us, or for the soul specifically, to be with Krishna is because we're part and parcel of Krishna. We have the same characteristics. It's not the same quantity, but we have the same qualities. That's why we have that affinity to want that. Yeah,
Right.
it's the knowledge of the soul chapters cover that very well. Okay, text 21. Sorry, text 22.
Thank you.
Yeah, my dear Lord, devotional service unto you is the only auspicious path. If one gives it up simply for speculative knowledge or for understanding that these living beings are spirit souls and the material world is false, he undergoes a great deal of trouble. He only gains troublesome and inauspicious activities. His endeavors are like beating a husk that is already devoid of rice. His labor becomes fruitless. Text 23. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Text 24. The living entity is bound around the neck by the chain of Maya because he has forgotten that he is eternally a servant of Krishna.
Now this one, text 23, does it remind you of Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, the hoof. And calf's hoof crossover.
Yes, yes, yeah, and that is Samasate Yat Palam, right? That one from Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right on this part, yeah. Devi Yesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Mameva Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite. Taranti means to easily cross. Okay? So he's saying that this is very difficult. It is difficult. Doratyaya. Maya is very difficult to overcome. But then if you surrender to me, then you can easily cross beyond it. Right? I used to do that because I was the younger in the family and I had two siblings older than me by 4 years and 5 years, and they were physically strong. Then I was like, if I was 5, they were 9 and 10. So you can imagine, what a 10-year-old can do to a 5-year-old. And so they would punch and I could not punch them back, but I was bold. I would punch and then go run and sit in the lap of my dad, but they couldn't come there. So sad, Yeah, and I had completely forgotten about that till my sister came and told me, like, I hated you when you did that. You would do the wrong things and then go stand behind the dad. So, yeah. How do you like this picture? This one, text 24.
It's bound around the neck by the chain of Maya.
Do you feel like that? Somebody's pulling you?
Correct.
Do you feel like that? So you have a chain around your neck and you're being pulled away? Yeah. Okay, now let's see on the positive side. And who's coming up next? Karan, do you want to read?
Yes.
Okay.
If the conditioned soul engages in the service of the Lord and simultaneously carries out the orders of his spiritual master and serves him, he can get out of the clutches of Maya and become eligible for shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. Text 26. The followers of the Varnashrama institution accept the regulative principles of the 4 social orders, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and 4 spiritual orders, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. However, if one carries out the regulative principles of these orders but does not render transcendental service to Krishna, he falls into a hellish condition of material life. Text 27. From the mouth of Brahma, the Brahminical order has come into existence. Similarly, from his arms, the Kshatriyas have come, from his waist, the Vaishyas have come, and from his legs, the Shudras have come. These 4 orders and their spiritual counterparts, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa, combine to make human society complete.
Who's next? Uttar? Uttara is with us or she dropped off?
And Mataji.
Uttara is here. Uttara?
Hare Krishna.
28.
Text 28. If one simply maintains an official position in the 4 varnas and ashramas, but does not worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he falls down from his puffed up position into a hellish condition. Text 29. There are many philosophical speculators, jnanis, belonging to the Mayavada school who consider themselves liberated and call themselves Narayana, but their intelligence is not purified unless they engage in Krishna's devotional service. Text 30. O lotus-eyed one, those who think they are liberated in this life but do not render devotional service to you must be of impure intelligence. Although they accept severe austerities and penances and rise to the spiritual position to impersonal Brahman realization, they fall down again because they neglect to worship your lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Sutapai would have dropped off, or Sutapai, you with us still?
Yeah, she's gone.
She's
She's
gone.
at the
Yeah, it's late, very late in the night for her. Okay,
I'll
then yeah, you go ahead.
Yes. Krishna is compared to sunshine and Maya is compared to darkness. Wherever there is sunshine, there cannot be darkness. As soon as one takes to Krishna consciousness, the darkness of illusion, the influence of the external energy, will immediately vanish. Text 32. The external illusionary energy of Krishna, known as Maya, is always ashamed to stand in front of Krishna. Just as the darkness is ashamed to remain before the sunshine. However, that Maya bewildered, bewilders unfortunate people and who have no intelligence. Thus, they simply boast that this material world is theirs and they are its enjoyers. Text 33. One is immediately freed from the clutches of Maya if he seriously and sincerely says, "My dear Lord Krishna, although I have forgotten you for many long years in the material world, today I am surrendering unto you. I am your sincere and serious servant. Please engage me in your service." That is chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, uh, text text 7, I think, or 11. Mataji, that also says the same thing.
Yeah, not in exactly the same word, not
Yes,
exactly the same
yes,
words, but where Arjuna says Shishyaste ham shadi
yes,
mam
yes.
prapannam. Yeah, that is verse 7, 2.7. Yeah, yeah. Karpanya dosho mahatsa bhava. Yeah, Pichami sarma samura cheta. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's continue reading. This is all very nectarian.
Hare Krishna ji. It is my text 34. It is my vow that if one only one seriously surrenders unto me, saying, "My dear Lord, from this day I am yours," and prays to me for the courage, I shall immediately award courage to that person, and he will always remain safe from that time on. Text 35. Due to bad association, the living entity desires material happiness, liberation, or merging into impersonal aspect of the Lord, or he engages in mystic yoga for material power. If such a person actually becomes intelligent, he takes to Krishna consciousness by engaging himself in intense devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or whether he desires to merge into existence of Lord, he is intelligent only if he worship Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering transcendental loving service. Hare Krishna Ji.
Text 37. If those who desire material enjoyment or merging into the existence of the absolute truth engage in the Lord's transcendental loving service, they will immediately attain shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, although they did not ask for it. Krishna is therefore very merciful. Text 38. Krishna says, if one engages in my transcendental loving service, but at the same time wants the opulence of material enjoyment, he is very, very foolish indeed. Very, very foolish. Indeed, he is just like a person who gives up ambrosia to drink poison. Text 39. Since I'm very intelligent, why should I give this fool material prosperity? Instead, I shall induce him to take the nectar of the shelter of my lotus feet and make him forget illusionary material enjoyment.
40 is a very interesting verse. Yeah.
Whenever Krishna is requested to fulfill one's desire, he undoubtedly does so, but he does not award anything which, after being enjoyed, will cause one to petition him again and again to fulfill further desires. When one has other desires but engages in the Lord's service, Krishna forcibly gives one shelter at his lotus feet, where one will forget all other desires. Text 41. When someone engages in Lord Krishna's devotional service for the satisfaction of the senses, and instead acquires a taste for serving Krishna, he gives up his material desires and willingly offers himself as an eternal servant of Krishna. Text 42. When he was being blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruva Maharaja said, "O my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerity. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to attain. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I found a most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask for any benediction from you."
Hare Krishna, text 43. The conditioned souls are wandering throughout the different planets of the universe, entering various species of life. By good fortune, one of these souls may somehow or other be delivered from the ocean of nescience, just as one of the many big logs in a flowing river may by chance reach the bank. Text 44. Because I am so fallen, I shall never get a chance to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This was my false apprehension. Rather, by chance, a person as fallen as I am may get to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although one is being carried away by the waves of the river of time, one may eventually reach the shore. Text 45. By good fortune, one becomes eligible to cross the ocean of nescience. And when one's term of material existence decreases, one may get an opportunity to associate with pure devotees. By such association, one's attraction to Krishna is awakened. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 46. O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universes becomes eligible for liberation from the material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal of the topmost devotees and the Lord of the universe. Text 47. Krishna is situated in everyone's heart as the Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within. When he is kind to some fortunate conditioned soul, he personally gives him lessons so he can progress in devotional service, instructing the person as the super soul within and spiritual master without. Mataji, I couldn't understand this sentence. Instructing the person as the super soul within and spiritual
Without means
master without.
outside.
Okay,
With
okay,
outside,
yes,
right?
understood.
And
Yes.
let me open this verse here. Okay, I was just thinking whether it was different. The Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, Tesham evanukam partham aham ajnanajam tama nashame atma bhavaso jnana deepena bhashvata. Where Krishna says that as a special mercy, what I do is from inside I will remove all the nishines, right? So that same concept is again repeated here. Krishna yadi kripa kare kona bhagyavane guru antaryami rupe shikhaya apane. So when Krishna's mercy is there, you will also learn certain things from within, right? So when within he's guiding you constantly, we just have to agree to hear him, right? Listen to him, and then from outside he comes in the form of the spiritual master. Right now,
Thank you.
yeah, okay. Who's going to read now?
Hare Krishna ji.
Okay.
Oh my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science.
Sorry, just move. Yeah.
बहुत स्क्रॉल हो गया माता जी.
हाँ बहुत स्क्रॉल हो गया, एक सेकंड, मेरा माउस थोड़ा तंग कर रहा है आजकल. Yeah.
Oh my Lord, the transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as Acharya and internally as Supersoul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. Text 49. By associating with a devotee, one awakens his faith in devotional service to Krishna. Because of devotional service, one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, and thus one material conditioned existence comes to an end. Text 50. Somehow or the other, if one is attracted to talk about me and has faith in the instructions I have set forth in Bhagavad Gita, and if one is neither falsely detached from material things nor very much attracted to material existence, his dormant love for me will be awakened by devotional service. Hare Krishna ji.
Text 51. Unless one favored by a pure devotee, one cannot attain the platform of devotional service. To say nothing of Krishna Bhakti, one cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence. Text 52. O King Ruhgana, without taking upon one's head the dust from the lotus feet of a pure devotee, a Mahajana or a Mahatma, one cannot attain devotional service. Devotional service is not possible to attain simply by undergoing severe austerities and penances, by gorgeously,
Gorgeously.
gorgeously worshipping the deities.
Gorgeous.
Trying to make sense of that statement. By worshipping the deity, or by strictly following the rules and regulations of the sannyasa or grahastha order. Nor it is attained by studying the Vedas, submerging oneself in water, or exposing oneself to fire or scorching sunlight. Text 53. Unless human society accepts the dust of the lotus feet of great Mahatmas, devotees who have nothing to do with material possessions, mankind cannot turn its attention to the lotus feet of Krishna. Those lotus feet vanquish all the unwanted and miserable conditions of material life.
Text 54. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with the pure devotee, one can attain all success. Text 55. The value of a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot be compared even to the attainment of the heavenly planets or liberation from matter, and what to speak of worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which is for those who are meant for death. Text 56. Krishna is so merciful that simply by aiming his instructions at Arjuna, he has given protection. Sorry?
No, I told Mataji to scroll it up. I can't see.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that you can't see the bottom part.
Krishna is so merciful that simply by aiming his instructions at Arjuna, he has given protection to the whole world.
Okay, so we'll stop here. Although we like to continue to go on. So just wanted to mention that this Wednesday, I am going to India and for participating in the Yatra. I will be back in March and we'll let you know when this class will continue in March, probably towards the middle of March sometime, like that. So Varshana Mataji is also going to join me. She's already in India. She's going to join me for the Yatra. I'm looking forward to that. So we are going to Puri and Vrindavan. Yeah, so please bless us all that we continue to serve the devotees in the Dham and of course serve the deities there.
Wonderful.
Thank you
So
so much.
Krishna Conscious Travels. Are you there for Guru
Thank you.
Purnima?
I will be there for Guru Purnima, but about to leave.
Mayapur?
Yeah, not at Mayapur, no. Yeah, I'll be a little away from Mayapur and in the transit, taking the flight in the night and all that. So yeah, it's going to be a miserable situation for me. Yeah, I could only get that many days, yeah, out. So, so when I'm flying out to India, it is Ekadashi.
Oh.
When I'm flying back into USA, it is Gaura Purnima, which is good.
Oh God.
Wow.
So I'm gonna have some really austere flights there. Yeah.
Well,
But that's good. All right.
Yes.
So yes, so please continue to read while I'm away. Don't give up the reading. That's why I was insisting a lot on the reading in the previous few of the speaking lesson, reading more. So that continue the reading there, because you also, when you are association of devotees, even if you don't get a physical association of a devotee like being with you, the reading Srila Prabhupada books, you are when you read Srila Prabhupada's books, whom are you associating with?
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada and
Guru Maharaj's. Four
Guru
questions.
Maharaj.
And the parampara and the lineage.
The parampara, exactly, right? So not only Srila Prabhupada, because everything that Prabhupada is telling is coming from the parampara. So whatever his guru have said, you are reading it now, you're getting connected with that. And that's the beauty, and that's what the last verse that you read said, that, Krishna is so merciful, but just by instructing Arjuna, now everyone else is being benefited. And it's just amazing. The book Bhagavad Gita is just amazing. It's mind-boggling. Yeah. Yeah.
Mataji, when you said that they, give the anesthesia,
Oops.
and I said yes. And Mataji, I was on the chair for 2.5 hours. They had to extract 3 molars and had to put 3 implants in one day itself, because the time is short. So she wants to give 2.5 months for the whole mouth to recover, so that she can put the this thing. I think that must be the reason that I was so tired lying down on the chair.
Yeah. Normally, some of the doctors, they'll put you in general anesthesia, But I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I'm glad that you are here with us, surviving that. Okay. So I will take your leave, although I don't want to go, but it's difficult to leave devotee association. We wish we could read the whole night, but calls of duty. I
Have
already
a
got a
great,
call here.
have a wonderful trip, Mataji.
Thank you, Karan,
Yeah,
and you
we'll
be
miss
good.
you.
Yeah, we'll definitely miss you all. I will definitely miss.
Why don't you
Pray
come,
for it.
Karan Prabhu? You also join the yatra. Come
Maybe
to
next year,
Vrindavan.
Mataji, I really want to come, but just work duties right now are holding. I probably will coming in March, but this one will. I would have loved to come.
Just keep the desire. Krishna will
Yes,
fulfill. Yeah,
absolutely.
Please pray for us, Mataji. Have a
definitely.
wonderful journey.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
Hare
you.
Krishna,
Mataji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much. All the best and happy journey.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Much.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasinubhyevcha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Go Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.